morning, afternoon or evening, and welcome to another episode of Mid-Level Matchups. It's been a while since the last one, as I've been waiting for the ideal candidate, and I hope you're going to agree that we've found them. They're a fan of the Persians, ElDragon, and they play with a level of aggression that would make Stockfish look conservative. Now that's worked really well against players in the 1500s range, but this game sees him against an 1800 plus player, Dakaras. So let's see how well his all-in aggression translates to those higher levels. And here we are within the game itself. So the guy we'll be watching is ElDragon. It's a random draw, and he has managed to draw the mighty Iberians, whereas as the Athenians, Spartans, got them confused. As the Spartans in the red, we have Dakaras or Dakiras. Could be any number of things. I guess we'll find out as we go. And yeah, Dakaras has gone into a kind of quick lead, which in population, which is now being caught up. So it's going to be interesting to see, because ElDragon is such an aggressive player. The Iberians aren't really built for that sort of thing, so the Iberians are very much going to be about taking advantage of their walls to give themselves a strong, stable base to kind of expand from. The beauty of them is that these turrets here can also be garrisoned if need be. So what you'd find is that you can actually send your female citizens out for this wood, for instance, and they just jump into these turrets or onto the wall, and you put your soldiers up there, and then they are protected while your opponent's attackers are not. So they've got the best kind of defense available, really, as a starting point. But the flip side of that is their buildings they take ages to build, although they are very strong, and they on occasions cost more resources than others. So yeah, very much more suited to defensive play. If we look at Dakaras, he's getting his cavalry going. So he's got 4 cavalry already. He's behind in population. That's due to the fact that now he's got 6 cavalry, but cavalry take longer to train. So that's the situation. But if you look from Dakaras's point of view, he had goats already in his base, and that is just a golden invitation to just start creating cavalry if you've got goats, particularly with someone like the Spartans, who start with skirmisher cavalry rather than with sword cavalry. Goats will just allow themselves to be killed, basically. So they just sit there, and you take them out as though they were sword cavalry. So let's just see. We've got a bit of a skirmish. Doesn't really happen. It looks very much more like ElDragon is just checking out the map a little bit. He's found some more goats. He's got another farmstead close by. It's pretty solid play. He's built up a very good population lead already. Mostly that's due to training women rather than cavalry, which is something you are able to do with this, because you've got the safety. As I said earlier, you've got the safety of these walls. So the women that are inside are basically it's impenetrable. We've now got the cavalry from Dakaras coming forward, coming in both directions. Does he have sufficient? Yeah, I think he's got sufficient soldiers to deal with that. But he is. I think it's difficult to see. The women are really taking a bit of a beating. Okay, so 5 of them. Oh no, they lost to cavalry. So 4 women were killed, and that's a pretty inauspicious start. And these ones are just being picked off slowly, one by one. He's moving them out of the way now. Another one dies, so another one bites the dust, so to speak. This isn't the ideal start for ElDragon, and he's not been able to do it. We're 4 minutes in. I'm not saying he would have ordinarily gone for a much more aggressive stance than attacking within the first 4 minutes. But what does he have? In terms of that defensive move that he made, he has he's moving back inside now, but because of him getting some soldiers up, trained up defensively, he does have quite an advantage in terms of infantry, and he's about to get another 6 more. And yeah, Dakiras is just developing as normal. He has the 4 starting infantry, and he is trained literally 0 more. So he's marginally ahead in population now, but that's because soldiers take more time to train than female citizens, and so that's basically what's been going on. He's been taking longer. He's getting some. Yeah, he's taking longer to train troops because he's going for soldiers rather than just the females, which are just workers, really. So he's getting now some infantry swordsmen. They will be useful in any kind of attack, particularly as we're still seeing literally nothing from Dakiras in terms of that. He's just happily building up his population, but he is open. If your man here, ElDragon, were to really go at him, he is at this stage, 6 minutes in, it's unusual to have someone with literally no defense at all. He's just got these cavalry. This one also hasn't been, unless it's going into, it's going into heal up now. But he's going to need to do something about that, assuming that there is actually an attack coming. He's now just getting a few more women. So it would be very unusual for ElDragon not to take the game to his opponent early on. That little attack from Dakiras does appear to have unsettled him a little bit, but and now with the the barracks going up, presumably he'll start to produce soldiers alongside his female citizens, and he does. Okay, so he's going to have to make his move if he is to launch his attack. He'll have to do it relatively soon, because it won't be long now before the defensive position becomes that much stronger. And ElDragon, I would expect that he is scouting. Well, I don't expect he's scouting around. He is scouting around. I expect the reasoning behind this is just to see what does his situation look like, what's he up against. And you can see from that side there are no soldiers there. Oh. And one of his cavalry has indeed died in that, and is being chased back. At which time, however, oh my word, this will be interesting from Dakiras' perspective, because he's built up a massive, not Dakiras obviously, ElDragon's built up a massive infantry advantage now. So these guys are coming in, he sees them, they're not turning around, they're not interested in that small amount of soldiers. They are a small amount of cavalry. Oh, and now they are, but we can see just how many there are. 35 soldiers, and what's he producing? Another load of spearmen coming. Now this is an obvious defensive measure. It's good. It shows the importance of good scouting. He's now got, he's hoping to get 2 towers up, and this is brilliant play. They'll cover each other, assuming the second one goes up. He's been a bit slow to get these other soldiers onto the next one, and it looks like it's going to be too late. So these guys, they're going to have to get inside. They've gone straight into the barracks. Some will then have gone straight onto this tower. So there are a lot of women here and not very many soldiers, and the soldiers are taking quite the hit. Is he going to be able to do it? He's producing spearmen individually now just to get some soldiers out there. It's, in terms of firepower, it's a massive advantage to ElDragon, but this is the area he wants to be focusing on. 25, well, there were 25, but when there's now, he could easily kill, 10, 20 of these with some smart play, and he continues to send troops forward. What we have here, though, is his woodcutters are being attacked, so that's not ideal. He's going to attempt to take over this tower, and it is unfortunately just outside the range of the civic centre, so it may, it looks like it's going to get to the point where, he has no choice but to destroy it himself and move the people into the move them into the barracks to protect that. Okay, now those cavalry are causing so many problems. They've forced the women to actually get into either the civic centre or into houses and see what his production is like. He can go to phase 2. He's got some cavalry. He's playing well defensively there. This one, he's just going in and out of the barracks. He's taken out 2 of those. He'll get rid of those in no time. And here, it's good play, good aggressive play. Watchtower on the trees, so there's no way now that they can be done. And these are not well defended. They might actually be able to see off the cavalry. So we've got it's short of resources. What's short of wood? Horribly short of wood, down to 5. How does he get some wood to protect? He needs to protect. And having said that, there's not a huge amount of wood for ElDragon either, but he's just denying all of these wood lines, so the cavalry will do a great job. He needs to get, he's got a new tower up. He has completed that tower. Again, this just stops him from bringing people out to try and take wood there. This tower is going to stop him from taking wood there. Maybe here is a chance, but the cavalry are doing a brilliant job of just causing irritation, really, more than anything. Just every time he tries to do that, because he's not got any wood, he's going to have to try and train women who will then, if he's lucky, those women will enable him, will be able to chop some wood. And ElDragon has seen this, brings everyone forward. There's no way around that. They will, I expect, or maybe not. They are very close to death, I have to say, and standing in the way of that tower is not ideal. But if they lose this thing, he hasn't got the wood. That's the problem. Oh, and the women are just all dying. He's not managed to get anyone into that tower. We've got more cavalry coming in. I mean, so many of these. If we look at how many of them are injured, like critically injured, it's a lot. Absolutely loads of, a really good percentage of them are very, very nearly dead. He gets some people into the tower there, very smart play, but the reality is that this outpost now denies this wood line. He won't be able to take wood here or here or here. It doesn't leave him with a huge amount that he can do. Unfortunately for Dakiras, it looks very, very grim. Meanwhile, because he's been forced to play such a defensive game, he's trying to get some wood there. He needs to get these people into a house. Is he still? I mean, ElDragon's got a population lead, significant population lead. That's an insane idea. He needed that wood. He just should have deposited the wood here and just forgotten building another storehouse. Why? Just why? I don't understand what the value of that is. Again, another thing. He's sent back all of the ones I mentioned before that were you know, on the verge of death. They're all dealt with. It's game over. Yeah, it was slightly different than you'd normally see from ElDragon, because ElDragon is normally just will obliterate you as quickly as possible. It would just be so aggressive. You'd expect to be attacked after 3-4 minutes. So he waited a bit longer due to the brief harassment from Dakaras, but he was just, yeah, he, as soon as he fended off the initial attack, he was brutal, absolutely brutal, I have to say. And you can see in terms of economy and things, when you look at the complete score, you would say that Dakaras was the winner based on having a better economy and slightly better exploration, but his military was behind. And as you can see, if we look at the where are we? Look at the charts. Dakaras was at some points completely way ahead. I mean, all done in phase 1 as well. Incredible, really. Let's look, units killed. It was that point, yeah. He just became absolutely brutal. So you can see he's going to be one to watch. If you actually look at his rating now, I think it's up around 1700. It was in the 1500s in this game, and within the space of a week, he's just been beating really highly rated players through this massive aggression. So it's just, yeah, very, very good play. Very good, and takes people by surprise just how aggressive he is. So if you're not psychologically prepared for playing a slightly more defensive game and just making sure that you take fights in the place that you want to take them, you could very easily be caught up and destroyed, and that's basically what happened here. So well played, ElDragon, and I look forward to seeing some more of your games. Take care, everyone. Obrigado e adeus.